From Jakarta, Indonesia. How's it going, everyone? From the Hinen, Udrau, Netherlands. Spreek, hoe gaat het met u? Apa kabar? Pripun kaparipun setulur-setulur satoyono? Ni hao, kumaha damang? Puhaba, syara-syara lord memandu. If you think of Asia's top economies, names like Singapore, South Korea, Japan pop up first, but there is a new player on the scene, Indonesia. Indonesia is on the rise, rapidly transforming into a tech powerhouse. Over the past 20 years, the Indonesia's economy has exploded, growing tenfold. This growth is not just about numbers, it is about innovation, resilience, and a forward-thinking vision for the future. From bustling startup to groundbreaking tech advancements, Indonesia is setting the stage for a new era of economic and technological dominance. While the world's attention has been on other countries, Indonesia has quietly caught up and in some cases surpasses major Western economies. You might be surprised to learn that Indonesia is the world's fourth most populous country with over 270 million people. Just imagine the potentials of Indonesia. Ignoring Indonesia will be a huge mistake. Why? Because Indonesia is rapidly becoming Asia's third giant, right behind China and India. Soon, it will be impossible to overlook. To understand how Indonesia got here, we need to look at its past. 20 years ago, Indonesia's economy was in shambles. Inflation was soaring, the currency was tanking, and political chaos was rampant. In the 20th century, Indonesia was far from a success story. After gaining independence in 1949 from Dutch rule, Indonesia faced serious instability from liberal democracy to military dictatorships. Indonesia navigated constant economic challenges. Indonesia's Dutch colonial past also laid some foundations that helped shape its future. The Dutch influence on infrastructure and education played a significant role in building the Indonesia we know today. Back in the 1970s, things started looking up under President Suharto. Thanks to booming oil export, the economy took off, industries thrived, and optimism was in the air. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. 1997 brought the Asian financial crisis, throwing Indonesia into chaos. Suharto's fall marked the dawn of the Reformasi era, a time of major political and economic reform. Indonesia embraced democracy with free elections and expanded freedoms. The economy got a reboot with policies aimed at stability and growth. Fast forward to today, and Indonesia has come a long way. It's now Southeast Asia's largest economy and a proud member of the G20. The tech scene is on fire, with startup and digital innovation fueling the future. A young, tech-savvy generation is leading the way, proving that Indonesia's best days are still ahead. In summary, Indonesia's journey from past independence struggles to becoming a rising economic powerhouse is a testament to the resilience and determination of Indonesian people. The challenges of the past have forced a nation ready to embrace the future with confidence and ambition. The Asian financial crisis of 1997 to 1998 was devastating. In just a few months, the economy collapsed. By 1998, GDP had shrunk by nearly 14%. Inflation skyrocketed to 65%, and the currency lost 70% of its value. The impact was severely toppled President Suharto, ending his 31-year rule and plunging Indonesia into a chaotic transition toward democracy. While the rest of Asia rebounded quickly, Indonesia was still picking up the pieces in the early 2000s. The World Bank even noted that no country of Indonesia's size had ever faced such a massive economic setback. But doubting Indonesia comeback, big mistake. Fast forward 20 years and Indonesia's economy has transformed. The GDP, projected to reach nearly $1.5 trillion, is now 15 times larger than it was during the crisis and 6 times bigger than it was just 2 decades ago. Once the 37th largest economy, Indonesia now ranks 16th in the world. Through sheer grit, resilience, and an indomitable spirit, faced with unimaginable hardships, the people of Indonesia rebuilt the nation from the ground up, brick by brick, fueled by sweat, tears, and unwavering hope. Indonesia overcome economic collapse, political turmoil, and societal upheaval to lay the foundation for the thriving Indonesia we see today. Now, it's showtime for Indonesia to shine, standing on the shoulders of those who sacrifice and persevere. The nation is poised to seize its moment. With creativity, determination, and unity, Indonesia has the power to reach even greater heights thanks to the courage and vision of past generations. Today's Indonesia is strong, innovative, and ready to lead. Indonesia's growth story can be summed up in 2 key phases. From 2004 to 2014, it rode the wave of booming commodity export with a treasure trove of resources: crude palm oil, coal, coffee, rubber, oil, gas, and more. The economy surged as prices skyrocketed. But here is the twist. Unlike Brazil, which faltered when commodity price tanked, Indonesia did not stumble. Instead, Indonesia used its resource wealth to fuel economic diversification. In the last 15 years, Indonesia has stepped beyond natural resources to become a heavyweight in new industry. Take nickel, for instance. Indonesia isn't just the world's largest nickel producer. It's rewriting the game by banning raw nickel export. Indonesia's kick-started its own processing and battery-making industry, creating higher-paying jobs and adding value at home. Bold move that's paying off. The digital economy here is on fire, particularly in e-commerce and fintech. Indonesia boasts the largest e-commerce market in Southeast Asia, 6 times bigger than the Philippines, even though its population is only twice as large. How did it get here? A combination of a strong middle class, robust internet infrastructure, and a booming entrepreneurial spirit. Today, Indonesia stands as a powerhouse in Southeast Asia, fueling innovation and setting benchmarks for success. Indonesia is home to some of the region's most influential tech giants and startup scene that's not just thriving, it's exploding. Indonesia has already birthed 15 unicorn startup valued at over $1 billion, second only to Singapore in the region. But let me tell you, this is just the opening egg. By 2030, Indonesia is projected to soar into the ranks of the world's top 10 economies, claiming the seventh spot. And by 2050, Indonesia is looking at a solid fourth place globally. Imagine that, a future where Indonesia isn't just keeping up, it's leading the charge on the world stage. This moment for Indonesia to contribute, innovate, and shape the future of a nation's on the rise. The world is watching. Indonesia is ready to take place in history. What's driving this surge? The Indonesian people, brimming with energy, creativity, and ambition. Indonesian people are leading the charge. It's a generation of digital natives, not just consumers, but creators, pushing the boundaries of innovation. Imagine a nation where every corner hums with entrepreneurial energy, where ideas morph into groundbreaking ventures, where the digital landscape constantly evolves. That's Indonesia today. Far from just following global trends, Indonesia is setting them. From fintech solution making banking accessible to all, to e-commerce platforms, bridging buyers and sellers across the archipelago. Indonesia is redefining what's possible in the digital age. And it's not just about big corporations. Small and medium enterprise are thriving too, harnessing technology to tap into new markets and expand. The entrepreneurial spirit here isn't just alive, it's electric, propelling Indonesia into a brighter, tech-driven future. Indonesia is land where innovations meet ambitions, and the future is being shaped by the new generation of bold, tech-savvy minds. This is the moment, and Indonesia is ready to own it. Indonesia's geopolitical position is complicated, sandwiched between China's rising military might to the north and the United States' growing presence in the south. Indonesia is walking a diplomatic tightrope. The country is committed to staying neutral, but that's easier said than done. China is Indonesia's biggest trading partner, so any conflict involving China could deliver a massive economic blow. On the flip side, leaning too far into a partnership with China could backfire, especially given the ongoing regional disputes. Balancing this relationship is tricky, and the stakes are high. And while Indonesia's futures look bright, it's not without challenges. Indonesia has work to do, streamlining its sprawling bureaucracy, improving education, upgrading infrastructure, and strengthening the rule of law are all critical if Indonesia wants to attract high-value businesses. None of these are quick fixes, and how effectively Indonesia tackles them will shape its trajectory. Staying neutral in the turbulent world of global politics, it's tightrope act that will test Indonesia's resilience and diplomacy in the years to come. Since October 2024, Indonesia has embarked a new chapter under President Prabowo Subianto, a former Special Forces general with an ambitious vision for the nation. President Prabowo is determined to position Indonesia as a global player, harnessing its vast population and thriving digital economy as cornerstones of progress. President Prabowo administration is prioritizing national security, cutting bureaucratic red tape, and fostering innovation, all essential ingredients for unlocking Indonesia's full potential. The futures look promising, but success hinges on navigating the complexities of global politics and addressing internal challenges. Under President Prabowo's leadership, there is a renewed drive to transform Indonesia into a magnet for entrepreneurs, tech innovators, and creatives. Indonesia's dynamic, energetic population is ready to seize the moment, shaping a future brimming with possibility. With the right leadership and relentless focus on innovation, Indonesia isn't just waiting for a seat at the table. Indonesia is building its own.